Today is Thursday, April the 18th, and I'm not going to spend too much time on the Ichimoku review because, there's just really nothing happening. The market is sort of on tenterhooks. Again, Caterpillar, WDC, Apple continue to do well enough so that if you're following the same stocks that I'm following, you're doing okay. If you're long or short the market in the via SPY or SPX, you're not making any money this week. What we've been pointing out, I want to add one more thing to look at, is this gap here between Friday and Monday. We came and we tried to close that gap today, but we only made it halfway. And then the market started to move back up again, but still ended the day, while it ended the day up, it still keeps us in this range, which is now 26 SPY points. And we've been trapped in this box. So if we're looking at the daily S&P, not much to see there. On the week, nothing there either. Apple had a reasonably good day, and as I pointed out on Twitter, one important thing has happened. If you draw those Fibonacci's from this high, all-time high, to this low, which came after the earnings warning, we have hit 68.1% of a retrace exactly. So we've moved up through the 38.2%, and we got rejected there, came back, tested the daily cloud, and we moved back up over the 200-day moving average. And we played around at the 50% level for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. And then we finally moved up, and now we're at the 68.1. So if 38.2 and 50 are any indication, we're not going to be breaking 204.29 for any prolonged period of time, maybe an hour, but there'll be sellers waiting at the 204.29, that 61.8%. Caterpillar still on our way to completing the Gartley, but let's look at where we are in the cloud now. We touched the cloud, top of the cloud yesterday. This is the weekly cloud, and we finished down here. So we're playing between this high and low, but we're not breaking into the cloud. But next week, one way or another, we're getting into the cloud. So then we go back and we look at the Chiku span, and the Chiku span, let's just highlight it here so we can get it a little bit darker. And it is getting resistance at the 8 moving average, but that shouldn't be too difficult to break. And, we should be able to have, well, the 8 and the 200. Now, that's a confluence there of the 8 EMA, and the red is the 200 EMA. So both of them cross at the point where we're getting Chiku span resistance. Gold, let's look at this 1 week. Is it the 1 week that we're looking at yesterday, or the 1 day? Yeah, it was the 1 week. So, we've still got an opportunity to come down. We said the flat clouds attract. We came up through the thinnest portion of the cloud, which is where you get the least resistance. And then we just saw this magnetism of the flat cloud pulling price down. So we should be able to get support at 2108. What we have is support on the 200-day moving average for the gold miners. Intel had a slight pullback today. It's got this gap now that we should be taking a look at and see if, before it goes any higher, if it's going to make an attempt to fill this gap. Okay, so let's just be watching that gap. I'm going to take out this alert here because that was the previous high, and we've already passed that one. Motive Wave is a great tool. If you'd like an introduction to Motive Wave, you can get a free 4-week trial. Let me know and I can send you a link to how to score that. And WDC had a good day. It was up $1 today. And the resistance is going to come with the Chiku span at the 200. So let's put an alert there. And we're going to create an alert. And we're going to say the Chiku span touches the 200-day single day, not the simple moving average, but the EMA. And we're going to trigger that multiple times so we don't miss it. We've already hit it once before, right? When we hit this point here, we in effect have the Chiku span hitting the 200, and then we pulled back yesterday. Now we've come up to it, but we're still a little bit below the 200. Not much, but that's where we're going next.